Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Penny. I am a master esthetician in Portland, Oregon. Today I'm going to do week 2 of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I'm going to break down all of the skincare from Tuesday to Sunday. Now, I really should call this video a would I buy it, because I'm probably not going to buy anything from this sale. And I imagine there's a lot of you that aren't going to be shopping the sale either. But if you were considering shopping the sale, I think it's really good to be armed with education and knowledge to which things are just really worth avoiding and the few gems in the mix that might be worth purchasing. Obviously, I know that we're going through a really hard time all over the whole world. So shopping isn't exactly everybody's, top of their mind. But if this can serve as some kind of a distraction, if it can be just a moment away from all of the bad news, then I hope that that's what this can do for you. I hope that you will consider following me over on Instagram, because I'm posting over there daily and I'm doing a really fun mask challenge and just kind of interacting and engaging since we're all in this semi-lockdown situation. So Instagram is PENN.SMITH.SKINCARE, and I would love it if you followed me there as well. So let's get into this week on Ulta. I'm going to look down just a little bit because I have my computer here. There's about 12 items that we're going to talk about, and there's a couple groups of items that I'm just going to give you a real quick no. And then there's a few things that actually look like good products. So let's get into it. Tomorrow is the first day we're going to go over, and that is March 24th. That's Tuesday. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the Dermadoctor Kakadu Vitamin C Serum. Now, it's a 20% vitamin C serum, and it is also ferulic acid and vitamin E. So it's really important when you have vitamin C that you cocktail it with ferulic acid and with vitamin E. Those three things work together in concert to really give you the most efficacy, boosts the stability of the vitamin C, and boosts the antioxidant protection. So in that sense, it is a good product. Let's take a look at the ingredient deck, because it's actually really pretty good. It starts out with its vitamin C. It does have glycerin, which is a superstar ingredient. Glycerin is a humectant that is going to help retain moisture and hydrate your skin. Then we go down the list. It's got another really superstar antioxidant right in the middle, has that vitamin E. It does have alcohol, and this is the kind of alcohol that isn't exactly my favorite. It is the alcohol that's like isopropyl alcohol, denatured alcohol. When it's just listed as alcohol, that's the kind of alcohol we're talking about. In vitamin C serums, you will often see alcohol, and it's usually used as a penetration ingredient to deliver all of those good antioxidants in a little bit farther. So you really have to make the choice if you want to have alcohol in your vitamin C and if you aren't dehydrated by it. Now, the fact that it is very glycerin forward and the alcohol is in the middle and not in the top 5 or 7 ingredients really means that it's probably not terribly dehydrating. But again, that is something that you're going to have to decide. I personally have used this vitamin C serum, and I thought it was fantastic. It is expensive. It starts out at $95, which in my mind is completely overpriced, and it will be $47.50, which is, of course, 50% off. Still pretty expensive, especially given everything that's going on. But if we set that aside, if you are interested in trying a really good vitamin C and you're not concerned with the alcohol in the middle of the ingredient deck, this is definitely one I've used before and I really like, and it's half off. Also tomorrow is the Skyn Iceland. They're the eye patches. These were in the sale last time, maybe 2 times ago, and I picked them up. This is the one item that I picked up that I later wished I had picked up more. They are fantastic. Now, if you've been here for any length of time, you know that I love my eye patches. I love masking and I love eye patches. I just think that they are a fantastic way in the morning when you're, first getting up and you're puffy. And maybe it's because I'm puffy. I'm a puffy human. I love a good eye patch, and these are excellent. They're regularly $32. You get 8 sets and they are 16. I will tell you, at regular price of $32, regardless of circumstances outside, I wouldn't buy them. But at $16, I'm definitely willing to plunk down the 16 bucks for 8 sets of those. When we look at the ingredient deck, again, they do have glycerin. They also have olive fruit oil, which is an excellent antioxidant. Then they do have some jojoba seed oil. They have CoQ10 right in the middle. That's an excellent antioxidant as well. And they have some ceramides, but what I noticed when I used these was really, really great hydrated and depuffed. I really enjoyed these. They were cooling and they are some of my favorite under eye patches, right up there with my hydropeptide and the e.l.f. eye patches I've talked about. Really love those as well. So that's also a yes for me. Then we have the Juice Beauty Moisturizer. It is regularly $70 and it will be on sale for $35 tomorrow. Now, this one, when we put the ingredient deck up, it has a lot. Surprisingly, it has a lot of good ingredients. I'm not a super huge fan of Juice Beauty, but when I went and pulled the ingredient deck and I started looking at the ingredients, I was actually really surprised at how many great ingredients are in this particular moisturizer. It does have the peel oil in it down at the bottom of the deck. Peel oils are concerning because they cause you to be more sensitive to sun and you can get more sun damage. So if you are somebody who has any trouble with hyperpigmentation, if you have any trouble with post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, you know, the marks that are left after acne, any kind of peel oils can exacerbate that problem, let alone just general photo aging that we're trying to avoid. So I tend to stray far, far away from anything that contains any peel oils. So regardless of the fact that this has so many fantastic ingredients, the addition of that peel oil, which is likely there as a fragrance, makes it a no-buy for me. Moving on to the next day, we have March 25th. That will be Wednesday. Now on Wednesday, they have a Crepe Erase product for the body. And this one bothers me because I know that there are a lot of people in my age range and certainly in the next 10 years concerned with crepey skin. And we are especially concerned with crepey skin on our arms. I know our arms and our neck are two places where, at least for me, that's where people start to really notice that crepey skin. So I find the whole Crepe Erase line to be very misleading. And when we look at the ingredients of the Crepe Erase, it has the olive fruit oil. That is a great ingredient. It has glycerin, which I've said is a superstar ingredient. It has cocoa seed butter. It also has grapeseed oil. It has coconut oil, squalane, all good ingredients, but they're not special. There is nothing about this that is anything more than a good body moisturizer. So the fact that it is regularly $79 is absolutely, honestly crazy to me. And even on sale at $39.50 is so incredibly overpriced for just a really good moisturizer. There's nothing special in here that's going to get rid of crepiness. I think that that's the important thing. Looks like a good moisturizer, but it's nothing that's going to get rid of your crepey skin any more than temporarily and any more than a really good hydrating, moisturizer, something you could even pick up. I love Moisturel. That is an old school, was recommended to me by my dermatologist, 25 years ago. It's a fantastic body moisturizer and just as good as this and far less expensive. So this is definitely a no. Also tomorrow there are PMD devices. Those are personal microdermabrasion, little handheld devices. I go back and forth on these. These are actually powerful little tools. So if you are someone who really loves microderm, then these are something that you might be interested in. I personally am not a huge fan of microderm. I feel like it's a little bit more harsh on our skin than we need to be. And unfortunately at home, I feel like we can get a little bit too zealous and we can over exfoliate with these little devices. That said, if you are someone who regularly goes and gets a microderm, and certainly right now you cannot do that, this might be something that you would be interested in because you know that you like that service and it's something that you can then go ahead and do at home. So I would say the PMD are not a complete no. I wouldn't buy one, but if you are someone who likes microderm, you might like that one. There is a Clarins wash in here, and it is called One Step Gentle Exfoliating Cleanser. This one is regularly $38. It's gonna be $19. This one, unfortunately, has at the bottom fragrance, 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 fragrance. I think there are 5 of them. And it has fragrance in the middle of the deck as well. The problem with all of that is often when something's listed as fragrance, it can be a compilation of several ingredients that they aren't listing. They're just putting fragrance. So you really don't even know what's inside of that particular ingredient. Then at the bottom of the deck with all of those known fragrances and preservatives, those are just no's. They're absolutely no's. They're sun sensitizers, and also they are allergen possible ingredients. So this is definitely a no. Moving on to March 26th. On March 26th, we have 2 things that are very interesting. Number 1 is a set from Sunday Riley. Now, this set from Sunday Riley is interesting because it is the Good Genes and it's also the Ceramic Slip Cleanser. So Good Genes is actually a pretty awesome product. It is way, way overpriced and super expensive. I think a full size, like the large bottle, is $158 or something. It's a good product. It does have licorice, which you guys know that I love, and it does have lactic acid, which I also love. The problem with Good Genes from an ingredient perspective is that it contains a preservative called DMDM Hydantoin, and I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's a really bad ingredient. It's actually a really, really bad ingredient that we probably shouldn't be using on our skin. So that actually takes the Good Genes out of the mix for me based on ingredients. Now, if you want to set that aside and you're not worried about that particular preservative that is last on the list in Good Genes, this might be a good chance for you to try it. It's a little just try it size. And this set is $12.50. So if you've just been really wanting to know what all the hype was about and you've wanted to try it, this is a good time. Now, as far as the ceramic slip, it also contains that particular not so good preservative. So you have to decide. You have to decide if you are okay putting those preservatives on your skin and if the other ingredients that are good outweigh the bad. And also, if you've really wanted to try it, this is definitely, I've never seen it even in little sizes at that price. So that is a personal decision you're gonna have to make. I won't be buying it. Okay, and then also on that day is the Purity. Purity is by Philosophy. Purity Made Simple is a cleanser that I used to love, again, before I knew as much as I know. It almost is a hindrance to start knowing too much, because then so many things that you love, all of a sudden you don't wanna love anymore. So that's the same for this one, unfortunately. This is a moisturizer that Philosophy came out with to kind of be the partner to their cleanser. And their cleanser is definitely a cult classic. A lot of people love it. Good for you. I no longer buy that one. But unfortunately, in this Purity product, they have all these good ingredients. They have shea butter. They have panthenol, which is vitamin B5, which is very, very hydrating. It's a great ingredient. But then they have fragrance right in the middle. They have linalool right in the middle, which is also a fragrance, but it's also photosensitizing. They have denatured alcohol, which is likely going to be drying, probably used as a penetration ingredient, probably also evaporates off, I'm sure, but can potentially be dehydrating. It also has several other ingredients that will cause you to be sensitive to sun. Now, it also has a citrus peel oil, so that right there is a no-go. When you're looking at an ingredient deck, one thing for me that immediately just gets rid of a product is anytime I see a citrus peel oil. That immediately just eliminates the product. So if you are someone who's trying to figure out how to read ingredient decks and they're overwhelming. There's a lot of big words that are not familiar, that are not everyday words. Look for the things that you know you don't want and eliminate. You will be able to kind of sort through things quickly if you know the products that you don't want to use. And anytime I see a citrus peel oil, it immediately takes that product out of the mix for me. So that is also a no for me. So that you know, it is normally $25 and it will be $12.50. So moving along to March 27th, on this day, there is some First Aid Beauty. They have a moisturizer and it looks really good. And if I were buying a new moisturizer, I would pick this one up. It is normally $25. No, it's normally $26. It's going to be $13. And it uses glycerin high up on the list, which, as we've talked, it's a very common ingredient, but it's a very, very good ingredient. But it also uses urea. I love urea. It is such a good hydrating ingredient. It's a smaller molecule than like hyaluronic acid. It's able to get just a little bit deeper into your epidermis. So it's also able to stay a little bit longer. So it not only hydrates a little bit more, but hydrates a little bit longer, which it's just a really great ingredient. It is the star ingredient in my mind in my beloved Tsukiyaka Suhara Urea Moisture Essence. I love that tonic so much, and it is the ingredient in there that I am sure is why that watery essence just really hydrates my skin in the most lightweight fashion. So what else is in this one is squalane, a fantastic ingredient. It also has shea butter, allantoin, which is very soothing and comforting. It has licorice. We all know how much I love licorice, and it has green tea. This one is a good moisturizer. So if you are on, in the market for a moisturizer at $13, that's drugstore prices, and that is high quality ingredients for sure. So that would be a yes for me if I were shopping. Okay, also on that day, we have the Foreo Lunas. Now, these actually are good little tools, and I like these silicone tools. You can disinfect them, you can keep them clean. I think that they're more gentle than Clarisonic, and I do like them very much. So if that is something that you've been interested in, at 50% off, this might be a good time to do that. Then we have Murad cleansers. They're a no for me. They're overpriced and underwhelming. So they're a no as well. Moving on to March 28th, we have a Mario Badescu little duo. And this duo has it's called the Grab and Go Duo, and it has their little pink camphor. It's for pimples and stuff. When I was in my 20s, I loved this product so much. Now, when I look at the ingredients, unfortunately, it has isopropyl alcohol. So it is indeed a drying lotion. And unfortunately, isopropyl alcohol is dehydrating to your tissue. It's not the kind of drying that we want if you are trying to dry up a pimple. Now, it does have some good ingredients. It does have sulfur, which can be really antibacterial, antimicrobial. That is a great ingredient. So it's got some good stuff in there for combating a pimple, but that denatured alcohol to me is just too damaging to the tissue and too dehydrating to use on a regular basis. The facial spray with aloe, it does have aloe, of course, which is a great ingredient, but it uses fragrance, and it uses a couple of those other fragrance ingredients at the bottom of the deck to, make it smell good. And they are unfortunately sun sensitizers. So I would say that this kit is a no as well. Other thing on March 28th, which is the Perricone. This is a whole set of vitamin C products, and I'm just going to tell you that I would skip them all. I feel like number one, they're overpriced, and number two, a few of the products that are in pots, vitamin C is far, far too unstable to be put in a pot. So those are skippers to begin with. But then also, when I looked at the ingredients of the ones that are in the little droppers and that kind of thing, all of them contain fragrance. All of them contain sun sensitizers. So as a rule in general, I would say none of those particular Perricone products are worth picking up. So when we get to March 29th, we have some popular products here. We have Lancome Genefique. I know that a lot of you love this product, and I have a funky relationship with this one. First of all, it has that bifida ferment lysate. That is such a great ingredient. I have talked about that on this channel before. There are definitely other products by Misha and other K-Beauty that have that ingredient very far forward in the ingredient deck. It's a good one. Now, the problem with this one, you guys, is that denatured alcohol is fourth on the list. And I just don't like that. I don't like having alcohol in the top 5 ingredients in a product. I think that while it's probably there to penetrate the ingredients, penetrate those good ingredients, I'm not sure that that balances the toll that you're going to take on your skin by applying alcohol, denatured alcohol onto your skin. So for that reason, I would skip it. If you really love this product, this is a great time to pick it up. Something that you want to take note of, since this is an online sale because Ulta is closed, at least in my state, Ulta's closed. This one that is on sale, regularly $52, on sale for $26, it's a little guy. It's not the big guy. It is 0.67 ounces. So if you're somebody who loves this and you want to pick it up, just know it's not the big one. It's not the 1 ounce or the 1.7 ounce. Those are still $150 or they're still very expensive. So know that before you buy if you decide that you want to pick this one up. Also on that day is a Dermalogica sunscreen. Guys, this used to be my all-time favorite sunscreen. This particular sunscreen is beautiful. It looks so pretty on your skin. It has kind of an iridescence to it, so it gives you this really, really nice glow. The problem with it is that it contains several sun sensitizing ingredients, which if you think about it, in a sunscreen is really kind of terrible. And it contains, you guys, all of the ones that you don't want are the last ingredients on the list, right? In the middle of the deck, we have citrus peel. And so there are just definitely things in this that don't jive with sun protection. It's beautiful on the skin, but actually not that great for your skin in the sun. The other thing about it is over the years, this product has gone up, up, up in price. It is now $75 regularly, and during the sale, it'll be $37.50. I just think $75 regularly is absolutely ludicrous. It probably at $37.50 would be a normal regular price. So it's a no also. Okay, so that takes us through Sunday, March 29th. I will be back next week to do the last 5 or 6 days of the sale for next week. So I hope that you will tune in for that. I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and if you're planning to shop the sale, that it helped you make some decisions. I will put timestamps by day in the description box so that as the days go on, so you don't have to rewatch this or try and find things, you can just skip ahead and skip around and look at those ingredient decks and make decisions for yourself. I hope that you are all staying safe and healthy. Go over to my Instagram and follow me there because there's so much content going on and it's so fun. It's a little bit more relaxed and laid back and interactive, and we have a good time over there. So I hope that you will follow me there as well. I hope you have a wonderful day inside, and I hope you take care.